Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
How are you? There's never an answer.
We have a guest today.
We do have a guest. And unless you live, well, I don't know, under a rock or in Ibadan. If you don't know who she is, then I don't really know what you're doing. Anyway, we have Fisayo with us,
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Excited to be here.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Fisayo Longe. I am the CEO and founder of Kai Collective, a women's wear clothing brand. I live in London. I used to live in Nigeria. And now I'm in Nigeria for the week, having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. So we are real in the know. We know Fisayo from way back.
We went to primary school together.
Yeah, we go the most way back. And we have the pictures, the experiences to prove it.
Yeah, and then we went to secondary school together.
Yeah, so,
Fun times. Women achieve and whatnot.
I don't grab.
No, so this morning, my mom was like, who are you recording? I was like, Fisayo. Mom was like, yes, as in a group of achievers. I was like, I don't think. I was like, Mommy, I don't think that's how we were thinking about it. My friend is coming on the podcast. Okay.
Scream.
Yes, and even our parents know each other. Yeah. Very interesting. Anyway,
very well.
Whatever. I was going to say, what have you been up to? But we recorded a few days ago. So
yeah, but we still have to. What we've been up to? What have we been up to? I don't remember what we've been up to.
Between Tuesday and today, what have you been doing?
I've been working.
Exactly.
Mostly. What did I do? What else did I do that wasn't work? I've been working. You came to my house on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
What else has happened since then? Nothing. No. I went to work. Okay, I had my friend's dad's funeral that I went to yesterday. That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anything. Okay, my competition has opened. We should submit your form.
Okay, yeah. So Jollz has a competition, which we discussed.
Yes.
Where you guys both have launches. That's fun.
Yes, fun times.
That's fun. So you have a competition where you're meant to write 2,500 words of fiction.
Yeah.
Of which I applied to be a judge.
Get me, please.
And
Get me, please.
Are you going to read the entries?
Yes, and then judge. So I'm going to shortlist, and then the judges will choose.
The fact is that you need my opinion.
I really don't. I really
do you know
don't.
The thing, Fisayo, she has these reader types, these literally types. And they are going to be saying, the pros, the clinical. What you just see, this is a dead story.
Okay, thank you.
This story can never win.
We'll keep you in mind. We'll keep you in mind. I'll send you, how many will you read? That's my issue with you. How many will you read? If I send you 10, will you read them?
It depends on my mood.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, it's deeply unserious human being.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying you need the people's perspective.
We really don't. You get me? We really don't.
Everybody on your judges, they all have.
She doesn't even like fiction.
No, that's not what I said.
Fekemi reads all these how to build your business in 14 days type.
Sounds like me.
Exactly. Yeah. She doesn't even like fiction, so she'll be like, this person is unserious. Just flinging.
No, I'm just saying that everybody they have masters. They all have. Do you know what? Do you know all of them have publications? Not article publications. So you need someone like me now.
No, that's why I have
coming from the point of view of just, is this interesting or not?
Okay, don't worry. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, the competition opens today and Busha's category is 1,500 words. So you can...
I can't win that.
You can. I didn't know you. People who don't want to write up to 2,500 words. But theirs is a very specific thing. They have a whole theme. My own is open. Just write what you like.
I'm meant to write.
That's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
You can have, anyone can submit. Mm-hmm. Wow.
As long as they're African.
I'm into writing and I'm going to win.
I definitely, that one I can't. You know the thing is, even if your story is the best, you can never win.
These are my problems.
Go and submit for Commonwealth Prize. Go and submit for Commonwealth Writing Competition. I'm sure you will win that one. But you can never win.
What else I've done between Tuesday and Friday morning, which is nothing.
What do you mean you've done nothing?
Apart from going to work,
you went to a funeral.
That's what I heard.
Whatever. Fisayo, please what have you been doing?
I have been with my family. It was my grandma's 90th. So I've been with all my family, all my cousins. Yeah. Last night I went to Zaza with my mom and all of my cousins. Very fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. What else have I been doing?
Zaza's a great show.
It is. Yeah.
Catching up with friends, eating, flower shop, knock. Probably all the things that tourists
the normal
do.
place.
I've become a tourist. In what was my own city, which is weird.
I'll be curious to see I'm sure you've been to, because we're thinking, where should we go for lunch? And we're saying places, and we're like, should I have been there?
Yeah, but I don't mind going again. If it, like,
we're like, should I have been there? So just trying to, because there's a few places that if someone comes, you're like, okay,
we're going
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, have you been to this? Have you been? Okay, you've been to everywhere, no problem.
Yeah.
But what have you been doing?
This competition. I'm, like dealing with sponsors, making sure that they are happy, and my web designer who has the patience of his saints, just going back and forth. But yeah, that's pretty much been like the crux of the matter. And then gearing up to go to the dentist this evening.
Oh, you have your dentist appointment.
The 2nd of.
Are you taking something out?
No. She's just taking it easy. So sometimes she's just like, okay, so what are we doing today? These are the things. I'm like, what is the least intrusive or painful thing today?
Fair enough.
Yeah, but she's really cool. My dentist is quite nice. And so there's that. What else? I feel like there's something else. I've been a hater on socials, which is one of my hobbies.
Normal. What are you hating
on everybody. I just scroll thinking I'm better than everybody. Like, why are you posting?
I haven't been.
Not funny.
I haven't been on Instagram for like 1 week, and I hate it.
No, you're the one that chased yourself.
No, because I was forming. The truth is I was procrastinating.
But have you done it now?
I've almost finished.
Okay, yes.
I was procrastinating a lot, and I now said, you know what? I need to do this one task. And when I finish, I'll sign back into Instagram. But me and the task on Instagram are all fighting as well, because I'm just like, okay, but I need a break. Like, I don't even know I don't know what's going on.
Let me tell you an example of
I don't have the news.
Of being a hater. So at the moment, our friend Ituno and you and they are in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it's really, really hot. It's like 37 degrees. And they'll be like, they're having a good time, but they're like sunburnt and hot. And I'm just like, good for you. Look at that. If you had stayed at home, would this have happened? No. So I can't feel sorry for you. Or people like are having a good time. Couples are doing all this TikTok challenge. I'm just hating in general. I'm just like, whatever. I'm sure you're not that happy. Like, I'm just being a general.
Do you know that's my favorite? Hater. Like social media content. Like they post too much stuff. How do you know?
How do you know? Okay. And I found fellow haters. So there's this guy on TikTok that like just does. So the one he posted yesterday, he traveled, and then that thing where couples are like,
oh yeah, that one.
Yes, the tapping thing. Yeah. So him by himself, he claps, and then the music stopped, and you're just looking around. And it made me laugh so much because the way he did it was so funny. Like, okay, this doesn't have the same effect at all when it's just you by yourself. So yeah. Okay, yes, I have my own safe space of the week. So every week, recently I started this thing where every week I'm just like, part of my hating thing, I get it out because it's my podcast. I can do what I want. Okay. My hating ass thing this week, also known as my own safe space of the week, is like people that don't grab that they are one-hit wonders.
Ooh.
Like you had that one viral thing.
And let it go. On it. You're like...
Let it go. Let me tell you something. Enemies don't always come full frontal. They sometimes look like friends telling you to try another thing. No. It was that one joke. That one TikTok sound.
It was the one skit. And just have to
bask in it forever. Because now what's happening is other people, unlike me, are still gas. They're lying, no?
What I don't like is when people encourage them to go down lanes that are so not their lane. Like release a song because you did something funny. Like, it's in the moment, then, get a recording contract, release a song. No.
I don't like, and I just like the hater in me. Unfortunately, I'm still like too well behaved to like comment.
No, that's
hanging by a thread. Or sometimes I'm thinking that this is why you need friends like Fake Kemi. That will message you and be like, what are you doing?
You can prolong a one hit if you do the right thing.
Yes, but like sometimes you have to just
let it go.
Like let it go.
Like you see people, like maybe they've done a really, really funny thing and then they're like stretching. I'm like, you've now done 4 versions of it.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, no, it was just that it happened.
Do you know what it is? They're inspired by, like, when Joe Boy Nobody came out and he did the remixes, were like reggaeton, disco 1, disco 2, remix, Yoruba remix, Igbo remix. And that's what some people are doing. But the thing is, nobody was a smash regardless of how it sounds. This joke has gone too far. and nobody is laughing anymore. So just one of those things. I'm like, sometimes I wonder to myself, like, if people treated your podcast like this, you would have gone nowhere. But guess what? My podcast is a hit. And that's the difference.
Energy.
Because no, but if you can imagine,
it doesn't apply.
No, but imagine if you and I felt like, okay, do you know what we do? We talk very well. What we need is a daily show.
No, we'll be out.
Exactly.
We'll be done.
You see what I mean?
The minute we decide to do a daily
stick to what
program,
you know. Or sometimes people are like, oh, you guys, your outfits are nice. Then we now say, do you know what we need?
We're going into fashion.
I was actually really scared after Gaia being a one-hit wonder. I had to intentionally try make sure that I wasn't.
I always wondered about that.
But do you know what the Gaia version of a one-hit wonder of Fisayo will be like, we need this in purple, in blue.
No, but you do. The thing is, we kind of did that.
We had different colors.
But then you do nothing else.
Yes.
It's just that, okay, we have this mesh dress or top and it's in red, it's in blue, it's in green, it's in yellow. She now abandons other wears completely. And so generally, first of all, you guys are saying, as if what I'm saying is not a bad thing. But
the thing is, it's well established that you're a bad person.
Good. But there's a balance.
Thank you.
You have to milk things for as long as you can.
Yes. Let me give an example of milking things for as long as you can. Those babes, the Flyana, is that what they're called?
Ooh.
Flyana boss babes.
Sania.
You see, this one doesn't go. They are not on TikTok. They've been running.
Sania.
There are these two babes. They have this song. Hello, Christ, I'm about to sin again. You've not seen it. Hey.
No.
She's so elderly. 30 plus. Anyways, there are these babes on TikTok, and the song is amazing.
Yeah.
But what they did was how their song went viral is the two of them rapping their verses and running.
Sure.
So they've done it through different things. And one line in the song goes I think it's I be Michael Phelps, all these brand deals that I'm swimming in.
Yeah.
And Google, Peloton, a bunch of brands.
Swimming, yeah.
Yes, WNBA and stuff. But it's a really fun song. Now that's the way you milk it. But because the thing hasn't the substance of what they do hasn't changed.
It's just the context of where they're doing it, sure.
Fantastic stuff. But not for you, hon.
No.
I just want to encourage people to realize that
let it go, honey.
Some things you have to let go. You had a moment and it was a brilliant moment. Don't spin the blocks like an ex. Don't go back. Just stay where you are.
Yeah, you just need better friends. That's the truth. Need people that'll tell you that's just.
But then if they stop, what will I hate on? So do you know what? Carry on. Carry on.
Actually, we'll come back to Gaia. I really wanted to table my matters about that because I have a very different opinion on this Gaia one-hit wonder situation. Mm-hmm. I think you should have carried all the way bloody on into 10 more colors.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, we'll jam it. Don't worry.
I like the way they've done it. What are we waiting for?
The dilemma.
No, we're going to mix it now. There's no dilemma. It's
secret.
The secret.
The secret. This episode is sponsored by MTN.
If you're a lover of music, this is for you.
You can enjoy your favorite songs and podcasts, which is only this one, let's be frank, on Apple Music, free for 6 months on your iPhone or Android, courtesy of MTN.
All you have to do to enjoy this amazing offer is send music to 8,000.
Spell music.
MUSIC.
Very good. After 6 months, you will be charged 1,000 naira per month after 6 months.
So get your MTN SIM, send MUSIC to 8000 to start streaming your faves on Apple Music now. MTN,
everywhere you go. But yeah, so, when Gaia came out, did you think it would
And it came out in lockdown, didn't it?
The way it did.
Yes, just the first time I posted it was just before lockdown. I knew when I wore it, I knew that we were onto something. When I first saw the print, I wasn't immediately like, oh my God. Really? But then I sampled it. And then when I wore it, I knew. Sometimes you just know. But the funny thing is, sometimes, a few times since then, I've thought oh, I know. And it hasn't actually banged.
Really?
Yeah. So after Guy, I felt you know what? I just know. I know what the people want. I have it. But it hasn't really worked out that way with everything. What was the question?
No, so I was just for me, so I remember you saying, I can't remember where you said it, but you're you don't want it to be, the whole brand to be about Gaia. And of course, and you've gone on to do other amazing things.
Me,
I'm always okay, but
No, but I'm not gonna lie, that outfit is fire.
Look, it's too good.
It's now like synonymous with Kai.
Yeah.
So we will bring it back. Like you in our autumn winter collection, you will see
so I'm always like,
Gaia, and we have to prolong the life. You don't want to, like, it's what you're saying, milk something so much that people become bored. Like at the end of the day, I strongly believe in believing what your data says and working according to that. We couldn't just continue to reiterate it forever and not build the rest of the brand. Because some people don't even, like Gaia, see-through mesh dress is not their thing. So
Anyways, my thing, Sha. So
I missed it. And my size is the one that will go first. So I just need to be like on job.
There's certain colors that like I just need.
I want all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
So the next time, I think I'm just going to
I'm going to just
plan.
sit down and read.
So I can just get it all.
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. If you don't want to release it again, that's absolutely
those
fine.
OG colors probably won't come back. The pictures of you in the orange live rent-free in my head.
Listen, they live
maybe
rent-free
like when we're 20 years old or 15, maybe we'll do like an archive, like reissue kind of thing.
Because that OG orange, and then which other one did I miss?
Like
I missed the blue. I missed the purple. I missed the blue as well.
Missed everything like another day. I don't even know. You know, it's one of those where it's just like, I'll buy it, I'm coming.
The other thing I have always fundamentally missed, and I don't know why, is the OG robe.
The robe is the best thing we've ever done.
Like, big batches.
I have never been able to
we have it
one.
sometimes. It's so funny because being behind a brand, everyone asks for something, you release it, some people buy it, some people don't. The minute it sells out, it could take 2 months to sell out. The minute it sells out, now everyone is bombarding, being like, why haven't you brought this back? I'm like,
because
we had it
you didn't buy it
for 2 months and you didn't buy it.
Yeah.
The last release, I think like I checked, my size wasn't there, and then maybe I checked like 2 days after, and then it was there. And then, I was like, okay, I think I said when I get home or something.
Yeah.
This was gone.
That was me.
And I'm trying to steal one of my friend's robes.
Yeah,
it's very noticeable.
Dress.
I feel like if you own anything from Kai, it needs to be the Gaia robe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually incredible. And I'm biased, but like objectively, it's incredible.
It's also
stunning.
It's just like a really nice.
You can live in it. Like it's super soft and just, I really enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it.
So we asked people to send in like secrets and lies, and these people took it. So just to give you back a backstory, in 2020, for some reason, what kind of amebo-ass reason did we decide to do a secrets and lies episode?
It was
just, I think it was amebo.
It was amebo
because we're just like, what are you guys getting up to?
What are people getting up to? And I think we thought, so we weren't as big on data as we are now. Do we even have website? We do not know anything. We're just gallivanting.
Vibes.
And so I think we kind of had the impression that people would send stuff that was very like team or
It was.
I would not expect your audience to be tame. It's like when Ozzy does her secrets on Instagram.
Look, sometimes I'm like, what shocks me the most? She can see who you are. I'm just like, sometimes I message Ozzy and I'm like, I'm so stressed because you can see who they are. Like Ozzy obviously she won't say anything, but on her own back end, I'm like, guy, this is somebody, obviously on Instagram, one of maybe 5 people. I'm like, there are people there. Okay. I've sent things to Ozzy's things, and she's just like,
but she has like a trust cachet. So people know that Ozzy is not.
People know she's not going to say anything.
Yes, or she's not even going to in context say, "Oh,
no."
One of my friends said she's
the
not
thing
that person.
I put on Ozzy thing. We've never discussed this.
Yeah, and also when someone is not judgmental, like I feel the things people tell me, I'm like, oh wow, but I've actually forgotten who sent those things because it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's deep, but like
it's like it's not for you. It's not. So sometimes I'm just like.
Okay.
But how I know our audience doesn't have shame is that live show. Oh, no.
Stood up, Fisayo.
The one in London, people stood up and
so what do you do if you dislike your sister?
Me and Jolla are like, no, she stood up and she said, I hate my sibling. Wow.
And not hate.
All of us were
really dislike them. And everybody was like,
all of us were like, okay, this is filmed, love.
It was, I think I found that interesting. So I think generally what I've realized is everybody says different things, but people really want somebody to talk to.
They do.
And not just talk to in general, but someone who they feel like will look at them and be like, okay, cool. and like try to figure out what.
No, it was a lot because there was one babe, she sort of said something her friend. Next thing the friend was like, oh, by the way, I'm the friend. And I just thought, excuse me.
Yeah, just very interesting. But yeah, so let's start with a fun one. This person is called Feifei and said, I lied to my mom when I was 8 that I was kidnapped. I overplayed after school. So let's say school closes at 2.
Right.
And she's meant to walk home and meant to get home at 2:30. The Momo had been playing.
Yeah.
And she said that they kidnapped her. Like, she said her mom that she kidnapped her. Do you know what this reminds me of? There's somebody that I follow on Twitter, Lara. Lara actually got kidnapped.
Yeah,
as a child.
She actually got taken
by a stranger.
Yes, she got kidnapped. And do you know that when she wrote this story, I think they were eventually returned. Like the lady who kidnapped them dropped them off somewhere, like random, and then someone took them to the police station. And her friend had realized the gravity of the situation and was crying. And because they were little kids, the police were like, do you want to eat? She was like, yes, she's hungry. Like she was eating snacks. Basically, and like the reason why they got into trouble was because of her. So some lady just came and said, your mommy said I should pick you. And she's like, okay. And she started following the woman, right? And like what made me laugh so much is her own, like, there's no justice in this world was like the other babe who was her friend.
Yeah.
And she got into trouble. The other babe was like, don't play with this stupid Lara girl again. That was her problem. That her friend's mom was like, oh, don't play with Lara anymore. She's clearly a deep
she got into stupid kid.
But the story is like actually quite funny because they took them to like a babalawo place, but they couldn't use them. And I'm sure she was wondering, like, so a part of me, which is obviously, that's how you know I'm a bad mind person, was I'll be very offended.
What,
if I go to like
my glory,
my glory is not enough.
So you don't want to steal my destiny.
Why are you taking me home? No, what did he say? What did the Babalawo say? What do you mean you can't use me? And you're like, they're like, oh, spiritually, okay, fine. But if that they was like, oh, this one is bad market. No, I'll be so offended. I'll be so offended. I have a friend who says this about, he has, I think, a cousin or something who has really dodgy friends. And one time, like, one of their other cousins was trying to advise this guy, like, why are you moving around? That one is very, like, spiritual. Like, why are you moving around these guys? They're going to use your glory. And then his cousin said, okay, me that I have the glory. You can see my life. What am I using it to do? And that made me laugh so much. But yeah, how can you tell your mother that you were kidnapped?
But sometimes these things just spin out of control. Like, you don't know what to say.
But this is why, like, sometimes some forms of discipline are actually insane. Because why should your child feel like lying that they were kidnapped is a better option than getting into trouble?
Do you remember the last one we had where the girl had been lying to everyone that she had asthma?
Speaking!
She even bought an inhaler.
So her family will feel sorry for her. Oh my God. No, but actually, like, Nigerians are genuinely insane.
They're not balanced.
They are not well at all. Okay, I saw one, because you said asthma, I remember seeing something that actually like spun me for a loop. And I was like, what is wrong with people? Let's see.
I want a spicy one.
Okay. Spicy. Okay, yes. So Bad Bunny. This is not spicy. This is funny. Okay. Where is my brain? That's what the person calls themselves. Says, I'm pretending to be someone's best friend so he can keep having sex under his girlfriend's nose.
Oh my God.
Sorry, is that the whole story?
She said a secret now. She doesn't have to explain herself. She has told you people that what she's doing.
Sorry, I want to run through this. Okay. She's pretending to be his best friend. So they can keep...
So you can be... This podcast, this podcast has taught us that female best friend thing,
it can't click.
They are bad rappers for it with reason.
The reason
dilemmas that we see
question is because of shit like
I've never given it like a second thought, and I never will. But now, the more we get dilemmas, I see why people give that thing side eye.
Okay, but I just want to ask something, because she said she's pretending to be his best friend, so as his best friend, let's say you're legitimately, is that really the plan?
I don't know. We have another one here. Do you want to hear
that the babe won't suspect
so she's not suspecting them.
It's just, that's my best friend.
Yeah, that's my best friend.
Anyway, everything can be questioned. Why are they your best friends?
Okay, up next is Couldn't Be Me, who says, well, now it is in fact me. I'm sleeping with my married best friend. Always liked him, but like a fool, I kept quiet and watched him get married. I decided to move on, but then he started liking me after he got married. Now I'm sure she's suspecting. I'm trying to stop it, Sha. And I just need a good distraction to help me because 1 year ago, this could never be me. I blame Tinubu's government. If you don't get out. If you don't get out. Do you know, like, so this is another thing we've seen where someone,
like two people
friends,
are close.
They're really
like
close friends. They like each other.
They won't talk.
They won't say anything. Then one person gets into a relationship. The other person gets into a relationship.
And then
a relationship gets really serious. The other one was, the person was engaged.
Yeah.
She had a boyfriend she was happy with. But she just felt like she knows that they really love each other. She just knows. But she doesn't know how to. It was a very stupid.
It was a very stupid. So my problem now is that, like, okay, so what's her plan now?
I don't know.
Now the man is married, she's sleeping with him, he's clearly not leaving his wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing with these things is it doesn't add up for anybody. The person that you claim truly loves you or whatever is not leaving the person that they're with. So what love is she? What do you want to do there?
No, only true love. Like, you know, people like say things and I'm like, can you hear yourself?
Like, what are you talking about?
Can you hear yourself? Like, what's that thing that Nigerian said that you should say it into your hand and put it beside you so you can hear? Like, maybe you can't hear yourself. He truly loved you and married somebody else. Like, you are there.
But these people can be convincing. Not to me anymore. But I paid my dues. I feel like not married, but I did believe things when I was younger. Like, they can actually be convincing. But once you actually like yourself, they become very hard to believe.
Yeah, I think fundamentally what has always saved me is like imaginary shame. Like, I have a very low threshold.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really, really low. And it's bad. It's not a good thing. That's the thing. I have a really low threshold. So I have these, and I blame rapture. I'll explain this thing to you.
Sorry?
Just stick with me. So you know, like how, if you've ever unfortunately read Revelations, I really don't think people should be reading that book.
Or left behind.
Yes. There's this thing about how when God wants to judge everybody, all your sins will be on big screen. Everybody will see it. And I read Revelations when I was way too young to really understand what was going on. And do you know that's the thing that has always stuck with me? Like, if I do anything bad, everybody is going to show. And then I also grew up around a lot of, like, my parents have lots of missionary friends and people who will randomly tell you things about yourself. And I used to live in abject fear that one day some auntie is going to come into the house and be like, Jola, you're sleeping with a married man. I would have these I would be deathly afraid of these sort of things happening. And so that's the kind of thing that used to scare the hell out of me. Or even worse, it's not even a big deal, but he's just a very foolish and stupid boy that has a girlfriend and then I'm managing him. And I used to feel that one day, one friend of mine is just going to come and sit down and I'd be like, Jola was praying.
I just don't like men enough to not have all of them, like, to share. Like, I don't even...
Like, nobody
even
is that
the
great.
Ones that are... Yeah, the ones that are, like, single. It takes a lot for me to like a man or feel that they have enough value. So sharing it is not an option.
The thing is, what I've just seen is, you know, it just never works out.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, like... It's not... Look...
And they don't like you that much.
They don't.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
If they don't want to scatter everything. They don't like you that much.
And the thing is that, scattering everything is complex.
But they don't like you that much.
People scatter everything for
every
less.
day.
Yes. They scatter things all the bloody time.
Yeah.
Like, how many people do we know that have scattered everything for? And it's not even because of true love. Do you know what I mean?
Like, they're just...
So I'm like, listen, you're forming this. He's eating his cake and having it, and you know, all of you are allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
in society we live in, you can never win.
No.
That's the thing. Like, our society doesn't like champion true love.
No.
He's a married man. And you are a Jezebel. Like, there's no other way.
Nothing else.
Like, when Nigerians living in Nigeria. No, I'm actually not trying to be funny.
There's nothing like, he's your one true love. I promise you,
even your mom will be like, how
you? So why did you? See, there was a time period where you could have scattered it.
Yes.
Before the wedding, you could have scattered it.
And that would have been romantic,
and
actually.
people would have supported
Yes.
you. Sincerely. Now they'll just say, thank God they didn't. Look, you were there. I'm sure she was in the wedding. This babe probably wore suits based on best man. Like a clown.
I hate that shit so much.
Like an abject clown.
I hate that thing. Why? And you know, men are very wicked. You see your friend look like a penguin. Saying she's wearing it. So why did you tell her, come and wear black and white dress and stand? No. I know the women who are now stubborn, you now make it pencil trouser. Like, ma'am, move to one side. Up next, we have Angelica, who says, I once lied that I was adopted, So 2 girls who bullied me would take pity on the orphan and leave me in peace. Guys, it didn't work. Those 2 girls were demons from hell. How can you lie that you're an orphan? No, you know that children are so like... How does your mind work?
Children are actually
before you slap me, I want to tell you something.
The times when I most feel like telling ridiculous lies is when I'm late. Like the wildest ideas just pop into my head. And for a moment, I consider them and I'm like, no, I can just say, like, sorry, I was late. But sometimes because I really don't want to be late, I want to come up with something wild.
Like super dramatic.
Yeah.
That happened to me.
Okay, up next we have Big Madam, who says, hi guys, it's quite short and simple. My parents think I'm working my ass off in a corporate job in America, but I'm an escort and I strip as well. I'm not ashamed of what I do, but I really hope they never find out. I don't know anyone here and plan my japa by myself, so the likelihood of that happening is small, but it's never zero.
She just get your money, girl.
She has to be patterned, make sure like there's no digital
Don't
trail.
do OnlyFans.
Don't do OnlyFans.
Make sure the people you're with are not taking pictures.
Yeah, don't go and be in a Nigerian target audience. Because that's where somebody will know your daddy. Yeah. Okay, but you know, apart from that,
get it how you know.
Okay, listen.
Up next, we have Asma, who says, I once lied to my friend that an older friend of mine was my boyfriend. I was young, obese, and awkward, getting 0 male attention. I would send myself flowers and cards from the guy and show all my friends. Fast forward years later, I forgot all about my scheme and my friend starts dating this guy. Tell me why they argue once about him not getting her gifts. And she says, but you always sent X flowers. She was so confused and looked like a liar. Anyway, I've blocked everyone.
But insecurity makes you do wild things. I've done some wild things out of insecurity.
Do you know that even recently, I was feeling very insecure about something. I also did not clock that like my period was about to start. And you know your emotions are wild. Like I think since just after I turned 30, like my period really started showing me shaggy. Like I never was like super emotional before, but now if you know the plan I had based on an insecurity, but like my period emotions had taken me far. And do you know like how bad it got? I sat down and I was writing out like my plan on my desk in my room. My mom comes into my room. She's like, because I'm busy, you know. And then I start like trying to explain myself. And the way she's looking at me, like the woman actually looked worried and my mom is very stoic. She looked worried for a second. She's like, are you okay? I said, why would you say, why would you ask me that kind of question? What do you mean, am I okay? I'm just trying to plan. And she was like, I think you should take a nap. Like insecurity will really like screw you.
It will drive you up a wall. This is so funny, man.
Yeah, that's not. I don't even think that's rare for like young girls. If you're not usually an object of desire.
Like you want to feel among, and you want to, and then you have one stupid friend that nobody knows anyway. So what's the harm in saying he's your boyfriend?
Yes, it can be actually so hard to be like a perpetually single person.
Yeah. Because especially like here where people are so forward about it, they'll tell you that, why are you the only one of your friends that's single, this one, that one. And I'm just like, I beg. People do it on Valentine's Day a lot, send themselves flowers.
Yeah. And social media, big displays.
I mean, a ton. I'm like, nobody's saying you this shit. It's fine. Definitely. It's okay. There's no issue. All right, if there's a spicy one, we can carry on.
Okay. Well, carry on what?
The chat.
You can have one.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
From Unhinged Liar, who says, I started talking to this man in October 2022. I ghosted him after 2 months because I was dealing with something. I finally met up with him at a friend's party and started up some lie about how I lost my dad and fell into depression.
Oh my God.
And that's why I ghosted him. Now, the problem is we reconnected.
Oh my God.
And have had a serious relationship since then. In fact, he says he really loves me and wants to spend his life with me. Now, I don't know how to tell him that my dad is in fact alive.
You better just tell him exactly what happened.
He also thinks I'm 2 years younger than I actually am. Well, that one is not my fault because he did one rubbish calculation of my age and I neither confirm nor deny. You guys are insane. I'm sorry. Do you know people have lost their minds?
Do you know the thing? I actually get how, like, when you ghost someone, you can get to, somebody died. But your dad... Why didn't you just say that?
Also, it has to be someone that I know I'm never speaking to again.
Thing. She probably thought that though, because she had ghosted the guy already.
Yeah. The age one is not a big deal. It's a big deal, but I've had someone lie to me about their age, and then they admitted.
And I find it weird because
a few weeks after.
Who gives a damn about how old you are?
But he thought I wouldn't give him a chance if
he was younger.
Yeah, but it did put me off. Not his age, the fact that he lied about it. It was just like...
To be fair, the age would probably put me off as well. Let's be frank. Do you know what I mean? But like, lying that your daddy died is...
wow. No, it's not just lying that your daddy died and then getting in a relationship with the person that you told your daddy died.
No, I would avoid you for the rest of my life.
So every time she's going to see her daddy now...
Sorry for your loss. For what? You know, like,
I'm sure the man exactly what happened.
The problem with lies like this is that in the moment, you're just like saying something.
Yeah.
But they make you look so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, maybe it's been like a year, because it's October 2022. Yeah. It's almost been a year. This person loves you and is dating you. Even if he's like, okay, that, do you know, in his mind, you just think, do you know this woman can say anything?
Yeah, like, she can't do anything.
She's like,
she's dangerous.
And do anything. Like, he will not believe you. You'll be like, what do you just want to rise? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Let me know, like, I don't know how you're going to come out and say that your dad is alive.
I think she has to, she has to either ghost him again. Yeah. Forever. The thing is, or tell him exactly what happened.
How do you tell somebody that you're in a relationship with that your daddy is alive, bro? He's not dead. Excuse me.
No, you just say, have you ever heard of a man named Jesus? That's how you start. He is a healer. Oh my God.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm trying to help her with plausible. Maybe he was.
No, she can't say anything.
No.
If she can get doctors and like maybe
fake him, no.
Because then she should have said he was.
He's going to make daddy.
She's going to be digging her hole. And he's going to say anything else.
No, she could have meant he was
again or tell him the complete truth.
I'm a Fisayo.
There's a way we can run this thing.
So that when he gets, they say, Daddy, you're looking good.
No, if she yarns that he was basically dead in a coma on a life support machine, and then obviously maybe they did a prayer retreat on the mountain.
Please.
Now all of a sudden he's awake.
The mountain.
It has to be the mountain. That kind of serious problem. It has to be in the mountain. Now he's awake. Oh, thank God. You know, then she's taking him to meet daddy.
And then when he says to daddy, oh, Uncle, I heard you. You know, I'm so glad you're feeling better.
She has to yarn that one, that bro.
She has to rope her daddy on the line.
Yeah, some dads will be
She has to yarn him that guy.
Daddy, please, there was a time that you were very
dead.
cool.
You were dead.
And the doctor thought you won't
Just
make
forget you were dead. You don't even remember anything that happened.
Okay, up next is, final one is from Asthma Girl, because the asthma story. Hi, FK and Jollz, I love you so much. Hope you're well. I don't know if this is a lie or a secret, but anyway, back in 2021, one foolish boy was using my heart to turn semo. I would cry my eyes out almost every single time I came from his house. She wrote in brackets, very useless boy. So during one of my crying episodes, this one was really bad. I was actually wailing and screaming and all that. That's how my neighbor started knocking on the door. I was confused. I didn't want to answer at first, but these people were ready to break down my door or spoil the key or something. Because guess what? I didn't stop wailing. So before those foolish hooligans would spoil my door, my dear, I had to turn the cry to asthma attack sound. I crawled to open the door. I remained on the floor, breathing like a fool, with one kind of dramatic sound. Guys, the way I was acting, I actually kind of started having an attack for real. And no, I don't even have asthma. Anyway, these people are so scared. I don't even know where they found the inhaler that night. Do you know people are actually, again, people are insane. Do you know how loud you have to be screaming for your neighbors?
Okay, sorry, can we just address that? You're seeing a man for whom every time you see him, you're crying violently. Is that not the more serious problem that is here? I think we put ourselves in a lot of crazy situations.
This is the one that is crazy. Not the person that's, instead of saying, oh yeah, I was going through a loss, my daddy died.
Yes, and you're giving her solutions.
Please, I'm with you, my dear. Do you know how stupid should have looked if the neighbors had knocked? Then I say what was wrong. Then I say, oh, it's my boyfriend. I'm crying. Nigerians, you want to tell Nigerians?
No, do you know what? That's the situation to have said somebody died.
That would have joined her.
Yeah,
they have joined her in the wedding.
You have one cousin.
But that was so funny. That's so funny. There are other ones, but let's continue with our gist, please. So Fisayo, I saw recently that you got like a really nice, big, beautiful space. What was the process of doing it? So that sounds so serious. But like the thing is, generally, we've been following Fisayo since she was doing pop-ups. When Kai was a pop-up. Yeah, in Lagos. Like I remember the first pop-up and it was so cute. It was so cool. And now like you have your own like store in central London. Which is very, very like, which is supremely unreal. But I'm just trying to imagine what the like, let me not lie, I don't like taking risks. No, just generally, I'm not going to lie. I've always like as little as possible. Yeah. You know, we're shipping clothes. You know, if we work from home, if we need to do a shoot, we meet here. And I'm wondering like what made you decide that, okay, I want a physical like office, a physical store. We're ready to do this. The business is X old, like all that kind of stuff. What was like, okay, this is what we're doing now. Yeah.
So it's actually an office space showroom, not a store. But it's in 2020. So I used to ship Kai out of my flat. Yeah. That was how, you know, it always was. But in 2020, after Gaia, we grew a lot. And it was really consuming me. My flat is small. Have you been to my flat? Yeah, I'm still...
as friends.
My flat is small and I needed the separation. So we got to an office near where I live. But it was such a shithole. I remember like not wanting to get it. I've always been quite... Like, even if my bank account is not there yet, I don't want to start from the bottom where I should start from.
I'm with you.
But then my dad said to me... there's something he always says, like, never despise the days of humble beginnings.
Yeah, I beg. Some beginnings are the humble is just like,
that's humble.
Yeah, this office was very humble. Anyway, we got it and we've been there from 2020 to a few months ago. And it was a really amazing place for us, a lot of firsts. And also it put me in a position where I never had to worry about rent.
Yeah, because
the rent was so cheap that it just never was an issue. And I really liked that. There's so much I've been worried about over the past few years, so much anxiety, but I liked that not being a source of anxiety. But as I said, it was a shithole. And, you know, as you try to like hire better people, grow, create content, all of that, we actually couldn't do that in that space. So we've been looking for an office for over a year.
Oh, wow.
Last year, we came so close. And we, you know, had gotten the lease lawyers involved, everything. We were going to close on this huge space. It was amazing. And last year was very difficult for many fashion businesses. And because in 2020 and 2021, the business went like this. Like it was just growing like crazy. And everyone thought, oh, after lockdown, it's just going to keep going because people are now out. Yeah. But that was not our experience. People actually were not shopping as much. And this is across the board. That's why have you noticed that this year, everyone has been on sale? Yeah. So many sales, like 80% off because people have too much stock. So when I began to see this, I was like, okay, we can't commit to the super expensive office right now. But for me, it was so embarrassing because the landlords had like made me come to their office, give them a presentation about why they should give me that office. Yeah. So when I was backing out after, you know, they had already paid lawyers and everything, I felt like the next black girl who wants to rent from you,
they might not give her the same chance.
And it was just so embarrassing. I had gotten builders in, architects in to try, you know, see how we should design it. It was a whole thing. We had really committed. My team was so excited. We used to go there for visits and one day came where I was like, this is going to sink us.
Sure.
We cannot do this. I was really embarrassed. It was like one of the worst moments. I was so embarrassed. So I had to go back to them and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, we can't do this anymore. And I was thinking, what lies can I tell? Like, I need to tell it because this is just so embarrassing. Yeah. So that fell through last summer. And then I took a pause just to see how the industry goes, how the business goes. And towards the end of the year, like we boomed again. It was amazing. We did really, really well. And at that point, with marketing, we work with Abiola, who has been on your podcast. Yeah. We just needed a space to create content, a space that we could invite people in. Like, when you guys come to London, we'll have you in our office. And we didn't have that. And so I started looking again and we found where we are now, which was just so perfect. It's on Fashion Street. And so even though it's a risk, it's not as risky as what we were going to do last year. It's cheaper, much cheaper. And it's just right. Yeah.
I think it's so interesting that you said, oh, you're so embarrassed. You're so embarrassed.
That's what I was going to say.
Because
go ahead.
when you did you did a video, like a few weeks ago now, talking about like some of the big disappointments you've had with Kai. And one of them was a retailer wanting to stock and just backing out. They weren't embarrassed. They were like, well, we're not doing this anymore. And that was that. But it's so weird that like, you are going to pay for something. You weren't getting it for free. You are going to use your money to pay for something, but you couldn't do it anymore. And this was still internal. Yes, it was your team but it's not as if you wrote on like the Kai Collective Instagram page, something huge is coming. Yeah. Then I said, okay, sorry, it's not coming again.
Even what I was saying is the thing is, I've never actually like heard somebody, well, maybe, other people that you listen to, but when I'm gisting with people I know say that like, this thing happened and I'm deeply embarrassed. We're always like, people talk about being disappointed and stuff, but embarrassed. And I feel, in the context of my, as Jolanos, I've been raising, in the context of my business, the way I feel shy.
Always.
Sometimes I'm just embarrassed. Like, hey, God.
No, there's so much embarrassment. Bro, there's so much shame. There's so much, and sometimes it's not legit. Like you don't actually have a reason to be, but so many things are embarrassing. Do you know what I was saying the other day? It's actually a bit embarrassing that when there's a launch, I, come on Instagram to say, there's a launch. And people like, if they know that if they don't buy it, I can't pay my rent next month. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I need your money to survive. I should just have money. Why do I need you to buy my things to survive?
Do you know why? No, you know the thing. I know it sounds crazy, but I grab.
No, I fully talking about.
Like, when people say if you're an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur so you can be your own boss. My boss is all these people. They decide whether I eat or not.
Bloody person. Yeah. Plus, me, I even have investors, plus my staff. Look, see, literally ask Jola, when this last salary month, when I tell you I was losing my mind because I was like, hey, do you know how embarrassing to me? People now know me. I'm now popular. Just say one of your faves is in love or salary. I said, hey, God. I said, it's all of us that will be disgraced. I said, Mommy, all of us in this family will be disgraced together if I don't pay this salary. Yeah.
And sometimes it's crazy. It's not even real failure. It's like imagined or potential failure. And it happens with everything, particularly when you create something from scratch. Like, people don't know even that.
For me, when things are just not like quite ready
or smooth.
Even the business that I'm in now, I've never said what it's called on this podcast.
For anybody who can check. Yeah.
You can check and like it's there, but it's not as ready as, and it's embarrassed. It's somehow.
There's a lot. So before we go, what are you looking forward to, like personally, and then what can people like? What are you looking forward to personally and professionally? Yeah. Like what can people like look forward to from Kai or?
Professionally, I am just looking forward to continue taking things to the next level. I think people know us, we're a good brand, but how can we continue to deliver even better, create things that make people feel even better about themselves, expanding more into the US. So most of our orders come from the US, but having that US warehouse presence. I'm just looking forward to continuing to grow a business that I love and people love and is a safe space for women and makes them feel good about themselves. Personally, I've gone through a very difficult process of separating my identity from Kai. Yeah. Because last year when we were not doing well, I was not okay. Like if a launch doesn't do as well, why am I personally, like why is my own personal life in shambles? Yeah. So continuing to have that separation, building a life outside of the business. So prioritizing my hobbies, my friends. Because when I did Kai, all my hobbies became my work and that does not work for me. But yeah, just like I want to do more things with my friends. I want to have more fun. Yeah. I'm a very serious person. I want to not think about work as much and just have fun. But with Kai, just like good stuff coming. I mean, the Netta launch.
Yeah.
What you guys are both wearing.
If you're in the know, then you'll know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. And I love the fact that I get to work with my friends. Like this is cool.
This is super fun.
First of its
kind. This is really, really cool. Like I was thinking about it today. I was like, this is so
cool. We've come a long way, guys.
First time I met Fisayo, it was so random. Our parents were doing one all night, and she came to my house, and it was just like a very, so you never know, like where, and that was like almost 20 years ago. So you just never know, like what way life is heading. But
it's super cool.
Fantastic.
Like sometimes I sit and I look at all my friends. I'm like, we've tried. I'm like, do you know what? You guys, you're not doing too bad. Yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy it.
Oh, I have one more thing. I wasn't asking you. I don't like this, babe. But okay, so this is just left field. But the thing is, you've built a very international business, and you've built it off. You built the thing that is Nigerian about Kai is the owner is Nigerian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I wonder do you ever feel some type of way when people are like, a Nigerian founder? And it's just like, so to me, sometimes when people write it, I'm like, the success of this business
has nothing to bloody
If Kai was in Lagos, it can't click like this. It
can never click.
It can't click like this. Like, it will be beautiful, yes, but like some of the systems some of the markets you're able to access and deliver. Like, I just sometimes feel, I wonder if like that wouldn't be possible here. And it's not like, it's not anything. They're not shitting on anything or shitting on anybody. So sometimes I wonder if you ever feel a kind of way when in a bid to, because, success has very many parents, very many parents, very many siblings. If that's ever a thing when people say, oh, is she British? She Nigerian? Is the business British? Is the business Nigerian? It's just, this is a random thing, but I was thinking about it and I was wondering, like,
I actually love it. I love being the Nigerian founder who did blah, because my confidence comes from the fact that if I grew up in the UK, I don't think I would exist or exist in the way it does.
Yeah.
My confidence comes from growing up in Nigeria and not having to deal with racism, people shrinking me.
Yeah.
So when you say, when people say, oh, how have you built this? I knew that I could build this because I grew up in a space where I saw people who look like me do big things.
Yeah.
So me doing big things was never a question. It wasn't, because whether I was in Nigeria or whether I was in the UK, I was always going to do something huge. So I don't take for granted what my Nigerianness has done. For me, that naivety to not even know that,
you can't do it.
I can't do it because nobody like me has done. Then I'll be the first. Being Nigerian has given me so much confidence, so much of a support system. A lot of Kai's clientele is, Nigerians in the diaspora. So that's actually one of the things that I'm proudest of. If anything, it makes me a bit sad that I cannot do more about our Nigerianness in terms of like, there's no warehouse here, because like exchange rates and stuff, financially, it doesn't make sense. And I tried to produce in Nigeria before, it didn't work out. So I hope one day
it's possible,
we'll be able to be even more Nigerian and I'll be able to do more here and actually add to the Nigerian economy in a more significant way. So that part, but as a Nigerian founder, like continue to say that. Like, I'm not a British founder because that's not the essence of my
The other thing I wanted to say was, I remember one time you were talking about enjoying clothes again. And like, because obviously you have Kai, but you wear and like create content with other. Do you know what I mean? You wear and create content with other brands. And I'm like, I guess I'm happy that Fashion Babe is like also now coming out and parts is not, it's not just. So are you still like working with other brands? I hate the word influencing, but that's what it is, influencing and kind of like, for you, is it like content? Because some people, they create content almost like as work, like I want to put this out, or have you let it go and it's more just, what, this is fun, I want to do this, that sort of thing since you have Kai?
Yeah, the truth is I let it go last year because I was so consumed by Kai and I was just like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't really care about content, but the content money is easier to make than the Kai money. So I had to double back. But also because I'm now creating content that I enjoy more, like my entrepreneurship content, sharing those resources. I truly, truly enjoy that. So that I'm creating religiously, like, okay, content. Today I'm filming 6 videos, that kind of thing. Fashion content, I do it as and when I feel like, but I still work with brands. I love fashion. I love collaborating with brands. So I just get to be more picky now because it's not my only source of income and actually choose which brands I work with. But I will not give up influencing because making £1,000 there is a lot easier to make it than £1,000 in Kai and multiple channels of income and all of that,
Oh, Saya, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This has been fantastic. So don't forget that there's a Kai. Well, this comes out on Wednesday.
But so Kai would have already launched. But
if you move fast enough, you got something from the launch. But Kai has a collection out. Or the Renoir launch is today, but today is Friday, November 25th. But the Netta launch, which you guys are wearing, I forget.
when it is. We're in September now. It's mid-October.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll let you know the exact date.
So guys, check Kai out
and sign up to the page.
Yeah, sign up to the page. If you haven't gotten a Kai piece, you definitely should. The clothes are fantastic. As you saw what we wore last week and this week. You can find Fisayo on Fisayo Longe on Instagram and TikTok, I think. Yeah. Yes, on TikTok. And follow Kai Collective everywhere. Anywhere you see Kai Collective, just click.
Yeah, and our link is kaicollective.com/I said what I said. Do the needful. Don't disgrace us. Do you know what I mean?
Please stop. Don't DM Fisayo to be her assistant. If you're not ready to pack.
If you're not ready,
just free.
Nobody wants to work these days. Just get off your ass and work.
All right, guys. See you next week. Bye.